Well, spring is sprung, and for some that means you're ready to move on, as in find a new home. But what is the best way to sell your house?
Brian Fendry is back from Berkshire Hathaway Home Services to talk about how to do some pre-planning so your house sells quickly. Hey, Brian.
Hi.
That's what it's all about, right? You want your house to sell quickly.
That's right, yeah, because time on the market means that people start questioning your pricing, questioning your condition, et cetera, and that's why when we go into interview initially, we talk to people immediately about preparedness, staging, or maybe some design work that needs to be done, things to make the house most attractive so it goes quickly.
And generally speaking, maybe this isn't the case all the time, but if a house sits on the market, especially if it sits too long or for an amount of time that's undesirable, is it usually because it's priced wrong?
Priced wrong or conditioned wrong. Again, I've been very fortunate in the last month or two or three or whatever that clients have been very willing to hear us out when we meet. We don't just talk about what our company can do as far as global exposure, but what we can do to make sure the house gets ready. Because that's the thing, is when people are buying homes now, they want to move into something that is move-in ready. Virtually nothing to be done. And the one we'll be talking about a little bit here is they went over the top. I kept telling them, you're ready, but they kept saying, well, what about this? And I'm like, okay, that's a good idea. Let's do that. So when you are ready, you are just astonished at how quickly, and again, we get more than we originally talk about for a price. Because, of course, when we meet with people, they say, well, that's a great price, but how about this one?
Okay. So the one you were talking about, is that what we have drone video of?
That's correct, yes.
Are we going to go to the drone video now?
Yeah, let's take a look at it. And what is it that people can do specifically? What can be done so that your house sells more quickly, or you're ready, as you mentioned?
Yes. Well, again, the outside is very important because, especially this time of year, green and everything is coming. You want to make the outside clean, make sure things are put away, curb appeal, exactly. But then on the inside, again, when you walk in, you want to have the open spaces shown. You want to pull out some of that furniture. You want to make sure that you have current or neutral colors, so when they walk in, their first thought isn't, I have to paint. You want them to come in thinking, oh, I could do this, I could do that, I love this, smells fresh, looks fresh. There are things that people may want to keep. In this particular home, they had a chandelier. They've been moving from home to home, and they said, this has to come with us. And I said, well, then get it down. We can put something relatively close by using some of the local lighting companies, and now you have a home that's ready to sell. Not, well, you can have it, except you can't have this.
Right. That's a great point, I think.
So so let's say I was putting my house on the market and I thought it was ready to go. One thing that you're going to do is come in and say, no, you need to paint this space, and you need to declutter here, and this door really needs to be, spruced up. That's what you're going to do to help that person if they don't know.
And not so much me as my professionals, because again, I'm not a designer. I'm not a stager. I don't have that skill set. And you hire us to bring our skill set to the table and bring other professionals in to do what is their skill set. I have a pretty good eye, but my photographer, she has a fantastic eye. My designer, not only can she tell you what to do or help you to do what you have to do, but she does it in such a way you're not insulted. Because if I came in and said, oh, this color's got to go.
Do something here.
She's
Where'd you get that couch, 1980? Yeah.
So she has the ability to say, no, this isn't the current or whatever. And people, just like all of us in our specific profession, they recognize her as skillful and knowing what she's doing. And so we have a number of people that can do that, and makes it softer and easier.
And what if somebody's home is all ready to go, looks fantastic, and it almost sells too quickly, and the person who's selling it maybe isn't ready? Is there a contingency plan you can help them put together?
Without a doubt. We have actually opened a rental division. I have some investors who are buying rental properties they will rent out, everything from condos downtown to lake homes out in Lake Country, so that if somebody's home sells much more quickly than expected, they have a place to go. Or in some cases, when we're talking about, okay, here's your process, here's what we're going to do, in the case of this home, they're actually building. Well, they don't want to be struggling to sell as they're building, so they said, let's get a clean slate, we'll sell the home. Do you have something we can rent? So we're setting them up on that process with our rental division.
Now, Brian, one thing that I think when people know they go to Berkshire Hathaway is that you are known to sell quicker than the other guy. What's your secret?
Well, the secret is, again, the preparedness we talked about, the pricing, which we've talked about before, and again, my clients always push me. Oh, how about this? How about this? They push up 10, 15% over, and I mean, the biggest question I get is, oh, it sold that quickly. Was it too little? Did I leave money on the table?
Yeah.
And very.
That's a good problem in some ways. I mean, it maybe doesn't seem like it, but it is.
Well, and that's the thing, is that's what we talk about ahead of time too, is because I'm always getting that upward pressure. This home we priced probably 8 to 9% over what I had suggested, and it went quickly. But the other thing is pay attention to other variables, and a lot of those are private, so we won't talk about it. But there are reasons that we recommend the price. But again, it's kind of like saying the stock market. Look at what's happening with that stock. I should put money in that, and all of a sudden it crashes. So we give our best advice, and we leave it up to the homeowner. Very seldom do I say no. I might say, okay, well, then let's try it for 30 days. But you don't want to go more than 2 weeks to 30 days before you change that price if it's not happening.
And this is a great time, Brian, for us to be talking about it because it is spring. Inventory, from what I understand, is relatively low. So this is a great time if you're on the fence thinking about selling. A great time to at least have a conversation with Brian. You can get a free market analysis of your home as well as some great aerial pictures that help sell your home. If you call him or email him today, make sure you mention the Morning Blend when you do that. Here's how you can reach him. Call him at 414-467-8626 or email him directly at brianfendry@gmail.com. Always great to see you.
Brian.
Very much my pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.